Good morning and welcome to the 2025 Ski Area COO Summit. I'm Sherry Ryan, the Executive Director of the Summit Chamber of Commerce. I'd like to thank you all for being here this morning and taking time out of your busy days to be here. We've got a really great program ahead for you, but I want to take a minute and thank everyone that made this event possible. First, I'd like to thank Keystone Conference Center for this beautiful facility, the incredible breakfast spread, and the top-notch AV service. This event is a key fundraiser for the Chamber, and it would not be possible without our sponsors. Our sponsors play a critical role in helping us execute the Chamber's mission. Our presenting sponsor has been with us and this event for over 10 years. Huge thank you to Common Spirit St. Anthony Summit Hospital. I'd also like to thank Common Spirit Summit Orthopedics, Excel Energy, Quick Read, First Bank, iFurnish, and many, many more that you'll see throughout the program. I'd also like to take a second to thank our board members. Our board members volunteer their time, their energy, and their expertise to support me, the Chamber, and therefore the entire community. Please help me recognize the Summit Chamber board members. Our organization exists for and because of our members. Whether you've been with us for 20 years or you just joined the Chamber last week, your participation, your support, and your partnership is why we can make our business community so strong and support all of our local businesses. And finally, I'd like to thank the resorts, Arapahoe Basin, Breckenridge, Copper, Keystone, and Loveland. Thank you to the COOs and all of your team's work for this event this morning. Before I hand things off, I just want to draw attention to our Be Local campaign. Be Local is a Summit Chamber initiative that we created to remind our community that it's important to support our local businesses year-round. Every time you shop, dine, or use a local service, you're putting money into our economy and supporting our thriving community in our little mountain town. We are launching this campaign in the spirit of collaboration. It's a community-wide effort to promote local businesses for the upcoming World Cup and for the holiday season. To learn more, you can check out the two tables in the back, the Be Local tables in the back, as well as reference the centerfold of our program. Make sure you sign your business up by October 31st. All businesses are welcome. And without further ado, I would like to welcome back our amazing hosts. First, Nell Wareham with Climax Molybdenum Mine and also a Chamber board member. And of course, John Mueller, formerly with Keystone and Breckenridge as a COO and coming back to work for us for this event. Thank you both.
Thank you, Sherry. Good morning. Come on. Good morning. That's what I like to hear. You guys ready to have some fun? Learn a little bit? No. Say that again? So I think we both feel like it's such an honor to be asked back to host this event. There's such a great opportunity to get together. One of the things I was thinking about, Nell, is with everybody in this room, who's running Summit County? I mean, every business, the local government, I mean, who's running this show?
Well, I had a big bull moose in my yard this morning, so that might be who's in charge right now.
I was also thinking about, who's running the show? I bet you there's a lot of businesses that are pretty happy their bosses are here. I was thinking particularly of one like Tony Pistello and iFurnish. They're probably going, man, this thing's going to run smooth today. So, how was your summer?
Oh, it was amazing. Although I think we're going to change the saying of we came for the winter and we stayed for September, because this is just incredible out there right now.
Yeah, the colors are insane. Probably the best they've been in years. Well, I had a good summer. I got to go to Mexico with my family, did a little golfing, went to the Ryder Cup. Anyone see the Ryder Cup? Okay, well, enough said. All right, so did you guys get a chance to look at your goodie bags? No. What have you guys been doing? Because I instantly got my goodie bag, I turned it upside down. I felt like a little kid with my Halloween basket, dumping it out and going, oh, this is incredible. You know, so like Alan, thank you, but it's not you. Rob, like always, has given us a free lift ticket. Pretty incredible, right?
Yeah, you don't trade those like you trade Halloween candy.
No, that one goes
Keep
in my
them.
pocket.
Right.
What did you see that you liked in there?
You know, these sauce restaurants here, thanks to Tim Applegate, I can't get it off the podium, but it's like stuck. There you go. You've got these great cards in here from the Sauce Family restaurants. There's some buy one, get one frees in there. You know, if you're out playing outside for too long, need to go grab some dinner instead of cooking dinner, this is a great one. We really appreciate their support every year.
Town of Frisco, they went nuts this year. Not only can you get tubing, you can either do tubing or you can do the bike park, the terrain park. That's pretty incredible.
That's a new one.
That's a new one.
You might notice some pretty interesting flavors of popcorn in there.
Yeah.
Pretty unique.
Pretty unique.
Thanks to the Ramada for those.
And then thank you all for getting us ready for winter. So there's so much good in there. Dump it out just like it's Halloween. Okay. So I'm just going to share with you real quickly about what's happening next. So we're going to start out first up with trends in tourism with key data, and really excited about this this talk. I think it's going to be really enlightening for all of you. And then we're going to celebrate a special anniversary of a beloved local organization. There'll be a networking break, and then the COO presentations with a lot of banter back and forth, I hope. And then the roundtable. So look forward to it.
Yeah, let's get this kicked off.
All right, well, do it.
Okay, so first up, you know, we are excited about the winter. We know that we have a big economy that runs on what's become a really amazing summer economy as well, and now we're into the autumn beautiful leaf peeper season economy, which hopefully is helping out all the businesses and all the restaurants there. But coming up here, we're going to look at the Keys trends in tourism. This is sponsored by the Stedman Clinic. We've appreciated their support for several years now. And we're excited to welcome Daniel Layfield, who he's going to walk us through the winter tourism outlook for Summit County. He did a tourism update in this summer for the BTO's annual meeting, and we knew we had to invite him back to see what's ahead for this season. Daniel brings more than 15 years of experience in the vacation rental industry. He's got a great focus on data, marketing, partnerships with a bunch of leading brands. And in 2018, he co-founded Key Data Dashboard, which is a direct source market level insight that's become a real essential in the vacation rental industry. So please join me in welcoming Daniel Layfield. There he is. Do you want this?
Sure.
Okay.
Can I actually use that?
Yeah, sure.
Cool. Thank you very much, guys. I really appreciate it. Good morning, everyone. My name is Daniel Layfield. I am with Key Data. I helped start Key Data in 2018, and this is a really cool opportunity that I'm really proud of, being one of the founding members of Key Data, that we're able to provide this level of data that we're about to today. Why did they invite me? Well, one of the coolest things about vacation rentals is that it's a great economic leading indicator for a destination. People book vacation rentals really far out, and they are far less likely to cancel those reservations. They hold a lot of people, vacation rentals do, which means that it has a little bit of a greater impact on a per room basis, if you think about it, compared to a hotel, because there's so many more people staying for every reservation. So, I realize I forgot the clicker, so I'm gonna go ahead and grab that real quick. Here we go. So who is Key Data? We are the industry standard for vacation rental data. Because we're pulling data directly from property managers and their property management systems, their reservation systems, we're able to see things that others can't, like owner stays and maintenance holds, and give you a grade just on the days that are available to rent. We work with over 80 different property management systems across the world, and that allows us to get real-time data from over 16,000 vacation rental managers and over 1.7 million listings. What does that mean for you? Well, here in Summit County, it's one of our strongest markets. We work with 85 property managers in Summit County, and that gives us access to over 6,500 listings of direct source data. If you are one of our contributing members, our partners, thank you very much. We appreciate it. Without your partnership, we would not be able to do this kind of thing. So give our partners a round of applause. A lot of them are in the room. As I mentioned, we're able to provide real-time forward-looking data here. So the data that I'm about to show you, this is not from surveys. This isn't what people are saying they're going to do or saying that they're doing. This also isn't coming from scrape data. This isn't just scraped off of Airbnb and VRBO. This is what's actually in people's reservation systems for the coming winter. I have 10 minutes to show you this, so I need to get a move on. So what we're going to talk about here is what's coming for the ski season. It's very important to note, everybody in this room has probably heard the narrative right now that consumer sentiment is really shaky. How many of you guys think that that's causing an impact on what you're about to see? Raise your hand. Yeah, everybody does, right? I do too. I thought that same thing, and I still know that it does. And Longwoods International, who's a partner of Key Data, they do sentiment surveys. And they went out and they polled everybody, and they said 39% of people say that the economic headwinds or economic uncertainty is causing them to reconsider their vacations this year. Here's the problem with surveys about sentiment, is that you can say a lot of things, but it matters what you do. 50% of the people who said that also say that they're willing to cut everything else that they can still take their vacation. I think you might know where we're going with this. 20% of this ski season in Summit County is already booked. What do I mean by that? When we look at what's going on in Summit County this year, we can see that occupancy is 1% ahead of where it was last year at this time. This is pacing data. This is where we were last year as of today, as of the same day last year, excuse me. When we look at average daily rate, we're also ahead there. It's not quite what it was in 2023, which was a massive year for Summit County from an average daily rate perspective, meaning property managers were charging more for their properties than they ever had. The occupancy, though, was a little bit lower. But as a result, revenue is up $5 this year versus last year. Now, $5 doesn't sound like that much, but it's $5 for every property for every night that it's available. That's what we're ahead right now. That's our pacing. This is the strongest I've ever seen that data. What this slide shows is occupancy over the next 6 months. And here's the cool part about it. When you look at this, you can see that we've got really strong Thanksgiving and Christmas holidays. I don't think that's a shock to anybody here, but what you do see is that that blue line is above the red line all year. We're not seeing a weak time period for occupancy as we look at that forward-looking data, and 20% of it's already on the books. When we look at the entire year, and as we look at the next few slides, which are going to look just like this, I want to point out that we're also seeing, we have something big coming this year, and that is an Easter shift. When Easter falls, as you all know, really matters. And it's 2 weeks earlier than it was last year. That 2 weeks earlier makes ski season a little more powerful. I do expect to see that bump start to pick up, but we're still really early on. When we start looking at booking windows, that's going to matter. We'll talk about that in a second. So let's look at average daily rate. Consumers continue to outspend what they did last year. Those rates continue to accelerate. And economic uncertainty is really having no effect on bookings because you can see that Lodgers have increased their rates around those holidays, but again, we're still getting higher occupancy. That's powerful stuff. Now let's look at the average stay lengths. One of the biggest ways that consumers cut their costs for their vacations is to shorten their stays. It's the easiest way to make your vacation cheaper. But that's not what's happening. When we talk about the consumer sentiment, you would totally expect that people would have cut their length of stay if they were concerned. But people are booking their vacation for longer. This is average booking window, also an increase in average booking window. We see that further out, like April is down a little bit, but every other month is ahead with the exception of November. If you get one snow in November, I think you all know what happens to that graph. I know that there is a ton of friendly competition in the room. There's always that banter that John mentioned. Let's look at what's going on across Summit County and really break it down on a little bit more micro level. Every single market is up this year for occupancy with the exception of Copper Mountain. Don't worry, Copper, I've got your back. Because average daily rate for every single market in Summit County is up with the exception of Keystone. Just being a little less aggressive on rates. But don't freak out, Keystone, because I've got your back. This is revenue. This is blending average daily rate and occupancy together. And you can see that every market is up in revenue per property this year. Now, some of you in the room might not be lodgers, say the majority of you. How much does this affect you? Every single one of you in the room, whether you're running a vacation rental company or an HVAC company or a taxi company, this stuff affects you because people who are staying in vacation rentals are using your services. The vacation rental companies that are in this room are using your services if you're an HVAC company. The power of people staying an extra day, that means they're going to spend more money in your destination. The power of people booking further out, that means they have more time to plan their vacations. That means they're looking for things to do while they're here. This stuff is really, really powerful when you start to look at the macroeconomic section or use of this data. So let's talk about the unfriendly competition. I know that you guys love each other internally, but looking at other destinations around the state of Colorado really makes a difference. Everybody wants to measure them versus everybody else. I've lived in a lot of different places across Colorado. The one that was the biggest was Steamboat, hated everybody. If anybody from Steamboat's in the room, I'm kind of playing, but kind of not. The very interesting thing here is that occupancy across the state is up. Nobody's really down. I mean, Steamboat, this is your chance to hate on Steamboat a little, is a little bit down this year from a pace perspective, but it's 0.1%. Everybody's up. So you're not the only destination seeing this lift. The other thing that we're saying is even though the occupancy is up, it's not coming at the result of lowering rates, which is what we've seen across the country when people have to get more occupancy. They're lowering their rates. That's not true in Colorado. People are being very aggressive with their rates and they're still getting it. So this is my favorite thing that we offer at Key Data. It's where your guests are coming from. Think about the power of being able to see where guests are coming from for the next 6 months and being able to target your marketing to those destinations. In 2025, these are the top five feeder markets for your destination as of today. This is pacing data, so this is where they're coming from as of today. We've got Texas. This is a geography lesson more than anything. I want to know how many people can't tell the bottom 3 states. But the first thing here is Texas is at 17.5%. Now, what does that mean? Because last year, Texas was 15.2%. There's more people here coming here from Texas. In Florida, 10.3% this year, 10% last year. These are the top 5 markets for each year, no change. But the amount that's coming from those southern states is increasing. Texas up 2%, Florida up a little bit. Anybody know that third one? It's Colorado. Somebody said Wyoming. Come on, man. 8.1% this year compared to 9.3%. Less. It's down. But it's still number 3, so don't freak out. It's still number 3. And then that 4th state, come on, guys, Mississippi. And then the final one is Georgia. This is what's pacing for this year. This is year over year. And I guess my point here is that people are coming from the south, so get ready to have a long commute some days. So let's summarize what we've seen here today. We've got Summit County ski destinations. The bookings are really off to a great start with much higher rates. Occupancy, revenue, stay length, booking windows. It's a good market. Everybody say yeah. Guests have not been hindered by that economic uncertainty. The Summit County is on trend with other markets in Colorado. It's really, really powerful to see this data come in after a little bit disappointing of a year last year compared to 2023. But this is going to be a good year because we're pacing way, way ahead. So the final point that's on here that I didn't say, just get ready for those long commute times. Thank you very much. I'm Daniel Eifeld. We are Key Data.
Thank you so much.
We just wanted this place to be where people felt like I'm home.
It's all coming together to make a world-class resort.
This is our time. This is our time.
We wanted to have that hotel component, the resident component, but have that retail that brings action into here.
It's an enormous project.
But when you come in, you have all these small gathering places where people feel comfortable.
An amazing guest experience for generations to come, all right there under one roof.
This is a great time for Keystone.
This is our time.
Got a good thing going on. Every day waking up feeling blessed to be here, 'cause it's another day I get to chase my dream. Vision in my head never been so clear. Got a good thing going on.
Electricity is one of the backbones of every community.
The line work's the easy part up here. It's getting there is the hard part.
I love working with my whole department. The long days don't seem so long when you're working with high caliber people that you enjoy being around.
Hey, Summit County, can I have your attention for just a minute, please? Thanks for showing up for this breakfast, for each other, and for the community. And thank you for making this community such an awesome place to live and do business. At the Chamber, I know we can do more. We want to do more. But we need to know what you need. So please, help me help you. Help me help you. How? Scan the QR code on the back of the program, take 2 minutes, and answer 5 questions. Your voice shapes the future of the Chamber. Where should we put our energy, our focus, and our resources? What do you want to see? And answer those questions now, because whoever responds by 10 a.m. will be entered to win 2 tickets to next year's COO Summit. Thank you, Summit County. That's all I got. Enjoy your breakfast, but survey first.
That's always an exciting part for me because Angelique puts together this great show flow and I don't read it. And so this is all a surprise of like what's coming next, what video is going to be on next, when do I get to talk. Big thank you to Daniel. I love great economic news. I think the bad news is that we're not very great at geography. So, and that everyone's coming here from Wyoming. That's the headline, okay? Do they have any ski resorts in Wyoming? I'm trying to think of some. All right, I'm a Wyoming kid, so I can make fun of my state here. But thank you, that was really great news. Looks like booking's up. I appreciate the data. I hope it benefits everyone here. I always love the examples of this does affect your HVACs, your hot tub cleaners, all of those things that are the ripple effects of our economy. Our next one here, I really love this. Our auction sponsor is Quikrete Construction Materials. And when they heard that we had a big anniversary coming up from a wonderful organization, they generously donated their speaking time today so that we can learn about this exciting milestone coming up here. So I don't see her. But we really want to welcome Sonia Norris. She's the Executive Director of Breckenridge Outdoor Education Center to say a few words. Here she is. Thank you. Yeah, you should be able to use this one or that one.
Is this one? Thank you, Nell, and good morning, everybody. Thank you to Quikrete. Really appreciate this. So, for 50 years, the Breckenridge Outdoor Education Center has been dedicated to creating inclusive outdoor adventures for people of all abilities. And whether that's on the mountain through the adaptive ski and snowboard program that we offer, or the mountain summer programs with our wilderness program. We are incredibly fortunate that all 5 resorts represented here today share this inclusive mindset. Together, we've made sure that guests of all abilities can enjoy the same experiences that we all love by providing the adaptive lessons and accommodations they need to thrive on the slopes. This year, as we celebrate our 50th anniversary, we will be spotlighting the thousands of people that make the BOEC story so powerful. The instructors, the volunteers, the partners and participants who have made our mission possible. The upcoming year will be featuring mountain takeovers, community celebrations, special events, and if you've ever wondered what a day at the BOEC looks like, now's your chance. Come and celebrate with us. Meet the participants, meet the instructors, meet the people that make this program so special. The upcoming, in your packet, there's a little special QR code, the magical QR code. Check it out and see what kind of events are coming up this year. Thank you all. Thank you to Quikrete for generously giving us this little bit of time to share the amazing milestone that the BOEC is celebrating 50 years of providing inclusive access to the outdoor programs that we all love. Quikrete recently joined the Summit County community through their acquisition of Peak Materials, and they're already investing back, supporting youth programs, enrichment programs, initiatives that strengthen our community. And speaking of investing locally, you can do the same right now by jumping into the Summit Chamber COO Summit auction, which is live online through Saturday night. It's full of one-of-a-kind experiences you won't find anywhere else, like skiing with a COO, all 5 who are here, first tracks with lunch for 4 at Keystone, exclusive weekend VIP pass for Kindred Club, Denver Nuggets tickets, advertising packages, travel, restaurant. Wow, sounds like there's a little bit of everything in there. So check the QR code on the back of your program and be sure to do your part to give back to this community. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That is just wonderful. Breckenridge Outdoor Education Center is just an incredible organization and resource for our community, and I think that all of us at some point get to be involved with them or see their great volunteers. Okay, stay where you're seated, but this is why you're all here. You're here to go talk to all of your friends at the other table. This is middle school lunch, okay? We have the First Bank networking break coming up. This is also your last chance to go out there and check out the gorgeous LED wall that's provided by Peak Performance. You need to be back in your seats by 8:45 to stay on schedule. I don't want Angelique to yell at me. We're going to play a game. When you are back in your seats at 8:45, we're going to pull a name from everyone who checked in, and we're going to return from the break. And if that guest is in their seat, they get to win an exciting prize from Hotel Alpenrock. But if they aren't, we're going to go on to the next name. So we're going to see you here again at 8:45. Break.
It's time to get back to your seats. I know, it's so hard. It's such a delicious breakfast. Thank you to the Keystone staff once again. The culinary staff is amazing. XL Energy, thank you for your sponsorship of this. A wonderful breakfast. And while you're getting ready, I'm giving you a little bit more time. I'd like to welcome Farron of Hotel Alpenrock to the stage. Please come up. Tony, hustle. I'd love for you to tell us a little bit about the Hotel Alpenrock.
Absolutely. Morning, everyone. My name is Farron Caswell. I'm the Catering and Wedding Sales Manager at Hotel Alpenrock in Breckenridge. Despite my crumbling fear of public speaking, I was the lucky one selected to come up here. Fortunately for you all, I get to give away a prize, which is basically my way of bribing you to listen to me and bear with me through this. Hotel Alpenrock, formerly the Hilton Doubletree, and now part of the Hilton Curio Collection, has been reimagined as a modern alpine retreat. We blend the warmth of mountain comfort with refined luxury, making it the perfect setting for weddings, events, and unforgettable getaways. Nestled in the heart of Breckenridge, we're proud to offer breathtaking views, exceptional hospitality, and a true Colorado mountain experience. And speaking of unforgettable experiences, let's make one right now with a prize giveaway. Sorry.
All right. Who's ready to be a winner? Nice. Well, let's, without further ado, let's go ahead and open envelope 1 and see who's here.
Okay. Remember, you have to be in your seat in order to win. Looks like
there's a lot of
pretty much
people.
Everybody is.
Yeah. Impressive.
All right. So looks like we're looking for Pete Swenson at table 23. Pete, do you want to come up and get your prize, or should I give it to the next person? Yeah.
All right.
Isn't there more?
Well, this is exciting. All right, you ready to go again?
Yeah, I think I have to. Okay.
You don't, but we'd like you to.
So yes, there is another surprise. It is that right now we have 5 canary pins hidden.
I think there's 10.
Oh, 10. Sorry. 10 canary pins
No, you should be
hidden.
happy about that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just happy that I messed up. So
That's okay. I'm here for you.
So there's 10 canary pins hidden in a random selection of bags. This will give you an opportunity to
See, now you look at it like it's Halloween. Empty it out.
Experience the canary. That's right. In celebration of our own hidden gem, the Canary, a gorgeous speakeasy filled with old world charm, we've hidden a canary pin in a handful of goodie bags. If you find one in your bag, bring it to the Canary and be treated to a delicious handcrafted cocktail on us. And even if you don't get a pin, we've included offers in your goodie bags to enjoy at our restaurant, Edwin, as well as drinks at the Canary.
Somebody!
It's a pin, like a little pin. Yeah, like a pin you stick on your clothing.
So much easier to empty it out.
Well, as you all look for your pins, we hope to see you soon at Hotel Alpenrock, Edwin and the Canary, and thank you for bearing with me.
Farron, thank you so much. Appreciate it. All right, we have a lot more fun in store, including another fun surprise, but first, a short message from the Chamber and some of our sponsors.
While medicine's greatest advancements look like the latest sci-fi, one of our most powerful tools is far more simple, more human. It's a calling to connect with purpose. That's how we're evolving healthcare, by treating people, not just patients, with innovations that amplify healing and lead to more personalized care, guided by the belief we all hold the power to heal.
Imagine an app that calls a car to pick you up.
But instead of a taxi, it's a total stranger in their own car.
It takes courage to do what you love. First Bank is here to help.
Make the Ramada by Wyndham your home base for the winter vacation of a lifetime. Uniquely located less than 30 minutes from 6 major ski areas, it's your winter fun headquarters. For adventure and affordability, choose Ramada by Wyndham Frisco.
The 2025 Business Excellence Awards, hosted by the Summit Chamber, were held April 3rd, 2025 at Warren Station at Keystone. It was a night celebrating innovation, leadership, and community impact, recognizing the businesses that make Summit County thrive. Connections were made, achievements were honored, and stories were shared. 10 awards, 3 categories, countless inspiring moments. The celebration continued long after the awards, with winners receiving powerful tools for growth and exposure. So why should you join in 2026? Celebrate your team, gain community recognition, and grow your network. Join the early bird notification list today. Visit our website, summitchamber.org.
All right, thank you, everyone. So I'm honored to introduce Trixie Vanderskoff, Chief Executive Officer of Common Spirit St. Anthony's Hospital. Her journey with healthcare is a testament to her dedication and diverse skill set, having progressed from a compassionate bedside nurse, a visionary director, to a highly respected Chief Nursing Officer, and ultimately to her current role as CEO. Please welcome Trixie Vanderskoff.
From clinic to chairlift.
I grew up skiing at Copper Mountain.
From the OR to opening day.
The beauty of living in Summit County is I get all of my favorite activities.
From bedside to slopeside.
Really enjoy going out to the Nordic Centers with my kids and my wife.
The outcomes are what I'm here for. It's why I do what I do, is seeing people get back to things, whether it's one of my professional skiers getting back in videos and doing that, or weekend warriors getting back on their skis.
We're all here because of the same reasons. We like enjoying the outdoors and all the activities that Summit County and the surrounding areas have to offer. So I connect with my patients and I understand the things that they want to get back to.
It's kind of a really exciting thing when we get to ring the bell and say you're cleared to return to all the sports you enjoy, including skiing and what have you.
St. Anthony Summit Hospital is ready for ski season. Can someone give me a push?
Good morning, everyone. I'm Trixie Vanderscoff. I'm the CEO and president at St. Anthony's Summit Hospital, and it's an honor to be here with you this morning, kicking off this amazing, wonderful ski season. As you guys just saw in that video, St. Anthony's Summit Hospital is officially ready for ski season, maybe a little too ready. And while my technique might not be Olympic level, this pink ski suit is bringing home the gold. In all seriousness, we are so excited to be here celebrating the start to an incredible winter across all our mountain resorts. As your title presenter, we are deeply invested in the success of your resorts and the well-being of our mountain communities. From ski patrol education and our urgent emergent care clinics, to our nationally recognized hospital, to our premier orthopedic and trauma programs, and Flight for Life Colorado, we're here for your teams, for your families, and for every visitor who comes to enjoy this beautiful region. Like you, our focus is on keeping people safe, healthy, and able to fully enjoy everything our mountains have to offer. While your teams are preparing the slopes and running operations, ours are right there alongside you, making sure exceptional care is always close at hand. Together, we're helping ensure that every guest experience in the mountains is not only world-class, but supported by world-class healthcare when it's needed most. So on behalf of our entire team, thank you for trusting us as your healthcare partner. We're honored to help launch another safe, successful, and enjoyable and truly unforgettable ski season. So with that, I'm gonna tuck this pink ski suit back in the closet until next year. Bring on the snow. Thank you, guys.
Who doesn't love a one-piece suit? Trixie, thank you to you and your team for all that you contribute to the community. We really appreciate it. All right, it's time. Let's get these COOs up here, huh? This year we're going to start with Keystone and Shannon Buehler. So Shannon is a part of a new generation of leaders in the ski industry. She has a strong pedigree, if I do say so myself. Shannon has led multiple resorts, and I'm sure she's excited to share her passion for Keystone with all of you. Please welcome Shannon Buehler.
All right. Hi, everyone. How we doing? Welcome to Keystone. It is an honor to host the COO breakfast this year, and so really excited to be here. As I enter into my second season back here at Keystone, you know, my dad shared I've been on a little bit of a journey, and I've led a few resorts, and but Summit County's home, and so it feels really special to be back here with family, with friends, with people that I have worked with from so many years ago. I started working in the industry when I was 15, and I'm pretty sure David Oliver sitting over there was definitely in the ski school locker room next to me. And that was a long time ago. And, seeing old friends, colleagues in this room is pretty amazing. And I'm really excited about what we have going on at Keystone and in our industry as we move forward. And it's important to me that we welcome everyone, that we think about our sport as inclusive. And you heard the BOEC talk earlier today, and it's critical. We want to make sure that everyone feels like they belong in our communities and at our resorts. And so I'm looking forward to all of the activities, the activations, the accessibility that we have here at Keystone and as we move forward. So let's get going. Let's talk about summer first. I think a really cool thing Keystone did this summer was we brought back Summer Afternoon Club. Who went this summer? Not that many, so make sure next year you go. It is free, actually free. We used to do Friday Afternoon Club at Keystone prior to COVID happening, and then this summer it was important that we start thinking about what are those things that we can bring back, what are events and activations that bring our community together, and that was a great example. I saw town council members, I saw tons of people from our community at these events throughout this past summer, so super excited about that. Next, we had our bike park. We built our first new trail this summer in the last decade called WD-40. I have no idea how we come up with the names, that's just what it's called. But really excited. It's another flow trail, so again, focusing on maybe not that extreme advance, but focusing on more guests being able to ride more of our trails, which is great. And then we have our summer activities. So we moved our activities to the top this summer. So bungee tramp, jump panning, and then of course snow tubing all the way into August, which is super exciting. And then really excited again, the Keystone Neighborhood Company continues to just put on incredible festivals in the village of Keystone, bringing in tons of amazing acts, bacon and bourbon, tons of events and activations, and it's cool to see our village come to life with those events. So super excited about that. Thanks, Kansi. And with that, we're going to play a little video. It wouldn't be the end of summer without a little snow. All right, it's all about having fun, right? We get to work in an industry where we provide fun. So that's just a little glimpse of some fun that we've had recently. So looking back a little bit on last season, we opened on the 2nd of November, same day as A Basin. A Basin loves to open even if it's 5 minutes earlier than us. So thanks, Al. But on the same day, which was great. It's been an awesome partnership talking to Al, and it's exciting to open the same day. It's exciting to open first. We'll see what happens this year. We also got North Peak open by Thanksgiving this past winter, which was super awesome. And then Bergman Express opened for its second season. So again, just incredible opportunities that we've had. Again, we had the world's largest snow fort. This year, you saw in that video, the first video, we added a complimentary little kids tubing section at the top of it that you could just go and use with your kids and family. So super cool. We will be bringing back the snow fort again, that is for sure. Okay, opening day prep. So first thing is a check, snowmaking system test. Kate Schifani's up here. She loves making snow more than anybody on the planet, I think. So as we think about opening day, continuing with our same opening package of getting 2+ miles of terrain, tree-to-tree coverage down to Montezuma and back up. We are working on our progression. As we think about opening for the season, we're actually having great conversations around how do we spread people out, right? We know there's only so much capacity to make so much snow early season, and so how do we spread people out across our mountains and do it more quickly so that we can create a better experience for our guests? So looking forward to that. And when's opening day? As soon as we can. All right, Chevy and Ryan and others made a really cool video, so I don't know that I have to talk about this much, but I am super stoked about Kindred coming on board. First, that wasn't in the video, it's going to be the new home to our River Run Ski and Ride School, so brand new facility there this year. We also have 3 upscale restaurants, exclusive private clubs, slopeside meeting and event space, year-round outdoor pool and hot tub, luxury full-service spa, valet parking, and for ski and bike. So it really is changing the village of Keystone, and super excited to see it come to life. And if you haven't been over there lately, they've made a ton of progress. So opening soon, it will be open for this winter season, and so super stoked about that. Thanks to the Kindred team that's here. Shout out. All right, so we work hard to keep it easy. Making it easy as we can to go on a ski vacation or to come skiing is important to us. So at Keystone, we have carpool parking. So if you have 4 or more in a vehicle, or if you have kids, we have a ton of carpool parking. We expand it on bigger days. We shrink it when it's not as busy to make sure those spaces are available and accessible. Accessible terrain with our focus on progression. We also have this year the My Epic app ski school upgrades. So this year, starting in December, for those in Summit County, Breckenridge, and Keystone, we are launching a new platform in our My Epic app for anybody taking a ski school group lesson, which means that guests can check in on their phone to their ski school lesson. They will also get updates from their instructor throughout the day. They will receive photos of their kids in lessons throughout the day, and then their report card digitally at the end of the day. So super cool technology that's launching this year for the first time in our resorts. Excited to see what that looks like in terms of our guest engagement. I know I'm excited. I will be putting my kids into ski school to see photos throughout the day and what their progress actually looks like. So really excited about that one. And then we also have Epic Friends. So this was announced a few weeks ago. Anybody who has purchased the season pass gets a certain number of now 50% off lift tickets for your friends or family. Used to be a discount, used to be buddy, ski with a friend. It was a little bit confusing. And as we think about the opportunities that we have in our industry and our sport, some of that is in lift tickets. We've become a great pass market and a pace. We have made great progress in our pass. And as we think about some of the opportunities we have going forward, we know that people still wait last minute to decide to come skiing and snowboarding. And so this is an opportunity for us to think about lift tickets differently and provide this at a much more discounted price, as well as just easy, right? Again, make it easy, 50% off no matter what time of the year it is. All right. I'm going to go to the next video, the next slide. So as we move forward, we are so excited to welcome back the National Brotherhood of Snow Sports back to Keystone this year. Round of applause. They're an amazing group. They came here last year and they had such a good time they want to come back, which I'm not sure they've ever done before, is come back to the same resort one year after another. And so it will be an amazing celebration as we think about, again, being inclusive and welcoming everyone. It is lots of skiing, lots of riding, and it's definitely a big party. So if you're around, please come say hi. There'll be a parade. There'll be tons of on-mountain activations. So super excited for that as well. And let's play a little video. All right, thanks everyone. That'll be awesome. So as we look forward, just some things to point out that we're going to be doing at Keystone for this year. So BOAC was here. We are going to be hosting the Mountain Takeover on December 19th to the 20th. December 27th, January 31st, March 14th, March 28th, we're going to be doing Snow Fort After Dark. So this is new this year, where we're going to have scenic ride tickets, go up to the Snow Fort at night, and we're going to light up the snow fort. We're going to have family-friendly DJ, fun activations at the top. Of course, New Year's Eve fireworks. We are bringing something new, and or may have been here a long, long time ago, but Military Winter Games, February 7th and 8th, welcoming active veteran families to our resort, which will be super fun. So we can't wait to see what that brings. Also, continuing with our Women in Powder, Peaks and Beats, Keystone Pride, and then of course our Springtastic Pond Skim with the one kids pond skim in the county. So all those kiddos come to Keystone that day. All right, access for all. Epic for everyone. This is super important to us as we think about inclusion and accessibility. So we've served 1,600 people, 3.2 million to youth and alumni that has been spent. And thanks to our nonprofit partners that help support these programs, SOS Outreach, Summit County Mountain Mentors, Latino Outdoors, Keystone Science School, Cycle Effect, Make-A-Wish Colorado, and BOEC. Thank you all. For those that are in the room, thank you so much for all the support. And with that, we'll ski you soon. Thanks, everyone.
Yeah. Thank you, Shannon. You know, we are so fortunate to live what we do. The amount of activation that all these resorts do in this community is just incredible. So next up, Dustin Lyman with Copper Mountain. So what can I say about Dustin? Oh yeah, he's the smart one of the bunch. A former CFO, CEO, who now leads the Athletes Mountain. Excuse me. I wonder how you came up with that. If you ever, that should have been a joke. If you read his bio, there's something about him being an athlete. So maybe it'll make sense when you read the bio. You ready to go?
I'm good.
All right, let's do it.
All right. Thanks, John. Yeah. Thanks, John, and thanks, Shannon, for hosting us here at Keystone. It's a great venue, and it's great to be here. It's great to see everybody, and I've been at Copper for the last 7 years and gotten to know this community so well in that time and recognize and know so many more people in this room than I did when I started back in 2018. And love being up here with my family in Summit County. Truly special place to be. I grew up in Boulder a long time ago, skiing at all these resorts long before it was Epic and Icon and all that. And I remember my parents dropping me on the ski bus to come up here, and I was probably 11 or 12 years old, which is pretty amazing to think about. They just drop you off at like 6:30 in the morning and say, have a great day, and come up and, you know, get an opportunity to cause all kinds of trouble up here. And so those were good days, and it's great to be back. And yeah, I think what John's talking about in my bio and that people always ask me about is the time I spent in the NFL playing tight end for the Chicago Bears. And so it is great, and that is not why we are the Athletes Mountain at Copper, but it is great with background in sports to be working in an industry that is all about sports and getting out and enjoying it. And so truly special, and I'm just thrilled to be at Copper, a place that I've loved my entire life. So we have a video to recap our 24-25 season, which was really an incredible year.
Who's ready to get down for opening day? Make some noise out there.
baby, let's get it. Let's get it.
I'm Michaela Schifrin, training at Copper. It's like a unique place, a little training ski racer factory that's something you can't really get anywhere else on the planet.
Yeah. Who's ready for winter, right? Yeah, last winter was really an incredible season for us. We had 89 inches of snow in November. We were the first resort in Colorado to get to 100 inches and then the 200-inch milestone. We finished late in the season. May 12th was closing day. We had 185 days of skiing, which was the second longest season on record for us. Really incredible. Made a bunch of new investments at Copper, so we upgraded the Timberline Express from a 4-pack to a high-speed 6-pack chairlift, so getting people out on some of the best intermediate terrain in Colorado. We also made a big investment in a new mid-mountain lodge, the Airy, which was truly incredible. We received an award. It was the Engineering News and Record Best of the Best Award for Architectural Design. So Graham and I got an opportunity to go out to New York and get dressed up and accept that award on behalf of Copper, and really a great asset for Summit County overall. Airy's been fantastic for us. We've been hosting lots of different events up there. So one of the things we really enjoy is Sunset Ski and Dine, where we're able to ski after hours late in the season, and something that everybody really enjoys, especially here in Summit County. So we're looking forward to bringing that back again this year. We had another year full of big events. So we hosted the Toyota US Grand Prix in our 22-foot half pipe at Copper. We also, following that, we hosted the first ever X Games Street Style Pro event in Center Village, which was a nighttime event. A lot of fun for that event. We also, on the mountain, we supported fall and spring race training for all the alpine athletes, and each year we welcome back local, club, and international teams. They take advantage of high alpine terrain that we open in November. The Stiefel US Alpine team visited for speed training, and it's our full-length downhill training center. It's the only one available of its kind at that time of year anywhere in the world. And Copper hosted Lindsay on her comeback to her World Cup season with her first FIS race in early December. And Michaela was here training on hill both fall and spring, and in the spring right after winning her 101st World Cup. Our teams have been doing this for a long time. They're experienced in hosting these high-level race training and racing events. Last season, we made an announcement that we'll be hosting World Cup racing here in Summit County. So coming to Copper this November as the Stiefel Copper Cup, and I'll be talking more about that in a little bit, but we are very excited about it. Talking a little bit about summer. So we had a great summer on the mountain. We had our Woodward Summer Camp, which runs for 12 weeks. We had 2 weeks of adult camp, which has been increasingly popular. It's a lot of fun. We host that on our mid-mountain glacier that goes all summer long. We also had a hike park available all summer, closing on September 7th. So a lot of snow all through the summer. We also made continued investments in our mountain bike trail system. So we continued to add new trails. We have 18 miles of trails. This summer we added an expert tech trail, Black Mamba. And in the beginning of August, we opened a new intermediate jump line called Jackrabbit Jumps. Our golf course was back to 18 holes, which was a great summer of golf. So we redesigned the back 9 of the golf, and golf was a great season and it's still open, but closing here soon. So Sunday, October 5th, last day for golf. Lots of events, lots of summer concerts, lots of biking and cycling events going on. It was jam-packed. We had free operate at area events on Thursday afternoons. We got people up for free scenic chairlift rides. We had our red, white brews and tunes, Copper Country, and closed out our summer with Union Peak Festival. We had concerts with Third Eye Blind and the Roots for that. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. We also got recognized for several different awards. This is a picture of one of our favorite groomers, Jim Bob Arnold. Jim Bob's been at Copper for 23 seasons. He was recognized by Colorado Ski Country as Groomer of the Year, and he just represents a great community of employees that we have that dedicate themselves to this mountain. We're super proud of Jim Bob getting recognized for that award. Also, Copper's Play Forever team was awarded Golden Eagle Award for Innovation in Sustainability by the National Ski Area Association for a lift energy efficiency study. Over this past year, we've donated over $2.5 million to the community organizations in the form of both financial and in-kind products. Community giving programs offer support in the form of ski lessons to groups like Ski Noir, lane training space for groups like Team Summit, and season-long support for Special Olympics. Copper, we also operate a successful lift ticket giving program. That's our Play Forever Thursdays. And throughout the season, we offer $99 tickets on those Thursdays. And since we launched that program in 2020, we've raised over $850,000, and we use that money for 34 different nonprofit organizations, most of them right here in Summit County. Our conservation team's done an incredible job, and in early July we hosted the 5th annual Ski Conservation Summit. We welcomed conservation leaders from all the resorts here in attendance. A lot of different universities participate in that, and it's a forum to collaborate on some of the things that we launched at Copper, including a carbon sequestration study that's on mountain, and we're just really happy with how that's taken off and grown over the years. So this picture just went up on social a couple days ago, and got a ton. I know everybody's seen it because I got a lot of comments, calls, emails, and texts about it. We're all excited. We have made big infrastructure investment in our snowmaking system. So snowmaking is intended to get us open earlier, to have more terrain available, and to have better terrain throughout the season. So it's a multi-year investment, and looks like it's working. So that's great. We've had some cool nights already, and so we're feeling good about opening day, November 7th. So we're excited about that. I hope you all are too. We got something big coming up right at the beginning of the year. So in November, this is when we're hosting our World Cup, and so I've got a quick video here to highlight World Cup. So the Stiefel Copper Cup presented by United Airlines, it'll take place over Thanksgiving weekend. So it starts Thursday on the 27th, goes through Sunday, November 30th. And the competition will feature men's Super G, a speed event, men's giant slalom, women's giant slalom, and then finishing with slalom on Sunday. It's all finishing on Rosie's Run in East Village. It'll serve as the first domestic World Cup of the season for both men and women, and it's the only women's World Cup event on U.S. snow ahead of the Milan Cortina Games coming up in 2026 this season. So it's got a lot involved in it, including festivities. So it'll bring to Center Village, we'll have a bunch of post-race celebrations. So Friday night, we're having the Giant Slalom Awards ceremony, followed by concert. And on Saturday, we'll have the women's bib draw for slalom, featuring the top 15 competitors in that discipline, and free live music on both Friday and Saturday nights, full vendor village, and it'll be lots of fun. We are also, we have packages available, VIP packages, which are going to be pretty incredible. Guests can enjoy the finish line experience right from the deck of Grand Hall there, gourmet meals, open bar, reserved parking, access to Grand Hall, and we're partnering with Team Summit and Summit Foundation on the sale of those VIP passes. So for every pass purchased, a portion of those sales will go to Team Summit and Summit Foundation. So excited to give back on that opportunity as well. We're also offering both grandstand and premium grandstand tickets, which sold out in about 3 days. And so we had to add some additional both premium and grandstand tickets for that. So very excited. We will be open to public during that time, so you'll be able to ski to the venue and take in some of the racing. You'll be able to ride Super B right over the race course, which will be a pretty incredible experience. And we will have $99 daily lift tickets throughout that event. We're super excited about this event, not only for Copper, but for all of Summit County. It's just, there's nothing bigger in our sport than World Cup alpine racing. You know, some of the things, and we know the community's excited about it. We were worried about getting all the volunteers that we needed to help us with that event, and within a matter of just a few weeks, we had almost 600 volunteers, mostly from this community, that all signed up to help us. So thank you very much for that. Hosting large-scale events is something that we do, and we're excited to bring back even more events. So immediately following the World Cup event, we're also hosting again the Toyota US Grand Prix on December 19th and 20th. This is an Olympic qualifying event, so it'll be a great opportunity to see these Olympians before they head off for the Olympics in February. We're hosting a number of other events. So we're hosting the US Rev Tour. It's an amateur half-pipe event. We're hosting an IFSA Big Mountain competition. We'll bring back the Mammoth Uphill Race Series. And to close out the season, we end with the USASA Nationals, which includes about 2,000 young athletes from all over the country that come in their progression of the sport, which is great. We're also bringing back some of the favorites, so a lot of the concerts that we host during the winter season. So we'll be able to enjoy our Snow Station Festival. That's November 8th, so opening weekend. Safety Fest, Subaru Winter Fest will also return. Wind down the season with Sunsation, and we have our pond skimming event, Slush Rush, at the very end. So we're excited about all the things that we're bringing back again for another great season, and it's shaping up to be another good one. So, you know, let's keep our fingers crossed on Mother Nature, and let's look forward to getting out and skiing, and I'll see you all out there.
Great job. Like I said, incredible. Thank you very much, Dustin. So next up is Breckenridge and John Copeland, and we call him Big Mountain John. After working at Kirkwood for 28 years, he decided to take on another big mountain 7 years ago, Breckenridge. He plays big on and off the mountain. Hunting and fishing are among his passions. Please welcome John Copeland. Go Big Mountain.
Morning. One of my favorite things is to present in front of your former boss who had your job, John Bueller, to have your former boss, Jody Church, who had your job and is now full circle my boss again. I love feedback. Thanks for coming out. This is a great event to start the year. You know, as my other half tells me, I'm super weird, and this is my favorite time of the year. I love as the days get shorter, nights get colder. You can kind of, for us, feel the energy at the mountains start to turn up. You can definitely feel it in the community, which is always a cool thing. This is my third year going into the COO job at Breck, and I'm just excited now as I was when I was 20 years old. Responsibilities are a little bit different, but yeah, the excitement's still the same. And I was thinking as I was driving in, when I was 20, I wanted nothing more than to have this job. And now that I have this job, I'm like, ooh, 20 was pretty cool. I didn't really have much to worry about at that time. All right. All right, let's get going here. So as we look to this season in the future, we are grounded in universal truths about who Breck has been and who we want to be as a mountain community and as a destination. When we talk about Breck with our key stakeholders, people in the community, we really kind of continually hear three things: big sins, big energy, and unparalleled mountain town connection. First, big sins. This can mean many different things to many different people. As a resort, we kind of look at this as investments in our mountain experience and the big bets we make on ourselves and our teams on how we deliver for our guests and our locals. It's the time and energy spent with our teams, give them the tools and the resources so they can be successful in the job. Bigger energy, you heard Dustin just talk about competitions, musical acts. We want to bring that stuff back to Breckenridge as it once had. Breck had a reputation for being the center of the snowboarding universe, and it's our goal right now is to kind of start to bring that back. We are working to return this energy. This year we're featuring a brand new lineup of events and activities, kind of bring some of that old school energy back to the town of Breckenridge and to the mountain. And finally, the mountain town connection. We may be a bit biased, but we believe Breck is truly one of a kind place. The town has shaped and been shaped by the ski industry. We're always looking ways to get back to our community, work with our neighbors, bring them to the table and have conversations. We're continuing to collaborate with our partners. Town of Breck and the BTO are super incredible partners for us, and we've been working on a kind of a multi-year plan of how we kind of get back to what we once knew. One that highlights this incredible mountain town and this connection. When you hear big sins, a lot of people think of this. For us, we tend to think of this a little bit different. This means investments in our people, projects that enhance our mountain and our experiences. So let's take a look at a big sin we just recently completed.
Hi, my name is Pax. I'm the snowmaking manager over here at Breckenridge. We've got exciting news coming into this winter season. We're currently replacing some old equipment with some brand new HKD snowmaking guns. These new upgrades are being placed on Upper Springmire, one of our key parts of our opening package here on Peak 8. These new HKD snow guns will be fully equipped with weather stations of their own so we can maximize production at more marginal temperatures. We can really squeeze every drop of snow out of these guns. We're also currently working on some enhancements for our pump house that'll benefit operations. We can really only make snow at about 28 to 30 degrees wet bulb. With these upgraded snow guns having their own weather stations installed, it helps us maximize the production in these marginal temperatures in windows where we'd normally have to have a crew light up each gun in a row. This helps us light them all up at once as soon as we hit those temperatures. Basically, we can have our crew out firing up other trails while we're able to light these trails up from our home base. What does this mean for you? This means more snow on the ground earlier, maximizing production in these early season, and spreading out the skier base. It's all about kicking off the season strong so you can take as many early season laps as possible.
All right, as Pax shared, we've been hard at work with our snowmaking system. I think you're going to hear a common theme with that. This includes our efficiency upgrades to our Peak 8 and Peak 9 opening packages. We've also upgraded infrastructure in and around our Peak 9 pump house, which is really the hub of the entire system. taking advantage of changes in technology and upgrades, and trying to replace some of the older, outdated equipment. Another key reason a lot of people don't think about that we're spending money and time and energy on our snowmaking system. Yes, it's critical to get the mountain open, get all our guests spread out, but it's also just as important that we can provide connectivity for our operators on the hill, snowmobiles, patrol, lift maintenance. They need that to be able to stay one step ahead, so when Mother Nature does come, we're prepared. So that's one of the main reasons why we're continuing to focus a big effort towards our snowmaking, and equipment's just getting a lot better than it has been. Another big sin for this year is the Chair 6 hut. I'm excited to share we're going to reopen the warming hut at the top of Chair 6, bottom of Imperial Bowl. That has been closed since COVID. If you've been to Breck on a powder day, you probably know what it's like to stand in that line down at the bottom of Imperial or get off the top of Chair 6. It's also not the warmest place on the mountain. And so, yeah, this year guests will be able to go outside, use the restroom, warm up, buy a quick drink, snack, get something to go before they kind of start on their Imperial lap. So that's something that we've heard from a lot of guests, and we're excited to bring that back. And then our employees. We've been really trying to prioritize our employee experience. We continue to run a leadership program every year where we get about 30 to 50 managers and upcoming managers through. Weather permitting, we'll soon celebrate our 4th consecutive employee preview day. Last year we had 400 employees show up to do a little skiing and riding the day before we opened to the public. And we're seeing the fruits of these programs. Last year we had the highest percentage of returning employees ever for Breck. We have our highest overall staff satisfaction scores. We had over 1,500 service recognitions, which is an employee-to-employee recognition program. Expanded our work opportunities with the new shift-based marketplace, and seeing some of the highest hiring rates we ever had. Right now, we're well on our way to 100% staffed. We have a whole new lineup of events this year. We're really, as I said, trying to get back into this game and bring back some of the old school Breck flair. None bigger than the Rockstar Energy Open of snowboarding. I'm thrilled to share that world-class snowboarding is returning to Breckenridge. For decades, Breckenridge has been an incubator of new ideas and concepts for the ski and snowboard community. The culture of our town have been shaped the industry. But in this spirit, this time around, it's going to look a little bit different. We've been working with Rockstar on this event for over a year. They will be bringing 60 top snowboarders from around the world, with the top 10 men and women selected through a video qualifying series. This will allow folks who may not have the exposure to big brands, big names, get the chance to be in these large events and get recognized. This 3-day festival is open to the public. It'll dovetail with Ulerfest, making it one of the heck of a weekend for Breckenridge. But the Rockstar Open is just the start for this year. I've heard since I come here, the saying goes, you don't come to Breck to get away from it all, you come to Breck to be a part of it all. And I think many of you know, when you stand in some of those lines, you've been a part of it all. For years, Breck has built a reputation for big events, big fun, and as I've said, we're real big focused on bringing that back. We have new après experiences at Peak 8 and Peak 9, Toyota Big Mountain Challenge over multiple weekends, Peaks and Beats Pond Skimming Weekend, bringing back the Maggie Mug Club, which is the locals' favorite, and then the T-Bar Bar Experience, extended hours, new out bar, and we have some new innovations coming in there. And then we're not quite ready to share yet, but stay tuned. We're going to launch something big for this spring as well. Mountain Town Connection. We feel this is what separates Breck. Again, we may be biased here, but we just feel there's no place in the world like Breck. There's a lot of great mountains. There's a lot of great towns, but very few do you find that connected like ours. It's a passionate, dedicated community that's ingrained in our mountain and our experience. One of the most common things we hear from Breck guests is it's a bucket list trip, and we get to live and play there every day. Sustainability is a big focus for us. Next week, Town of Breck will be hosting the Mountain Town 2030 Summit, an opportunity for us to come together and talk about partnerships and programs necessary to build and maintain a sustainable future for our sport and our communities. In alignment with the Town of Breck and their single-use plastic reduction efforts, we've eliminated single-use plastics across all of our on-mountain outlets. We've invested in durable, reusable serviceware in all of our outlets. This supports our zero waste to landfill goals and keeping waste out of our local landfill. With our good friends here at Keystone, we've expanded our support of the Cafe Food Center. Together, between Breck and Keystone, last year we donated over 14,000 pounds of food to the cafe system. Additionally, we are currently year 2 of a $250,000 multi-year grant supporting FERC's Fresh Food Market, and we continue to maintain our $25,000 donation to support FERC's Night Out, one of their biggest fundraisers. Parking. Not quite like restrooms, but close. When we think about parking, obviously this is a challenging situation, but again, super fortunate to have great partners like the Town of Breck and continue to work through options that we can provide. We've put a ton of work and encourage our guests to utilize carpooling, public transportation for both the mountain and town experience. For the 3rd year in a row, we've seen an increase in reservations, carpooling, as well as long-term parking, meaning guests parking past 3 p.m., meaning guests are using our infrastructure not only just to ski, but to support our local businesses within the community. Recently, our partnership made it possible to transition the free skier parking from the long-standing airport road lot to the McCain lot, where we will continue to provide free parking with a consistent bus service to the resort. Every mountain town in America is working through parking and parking challenges. We'll continue to work with our key stakeholders as we continue to evolve and figure this one out. Lastly, and just important to us, is our community and our community members. We again plan to offer first tracks every Friday in January for locals. We've got a couple surprise and delights planned for a few of these Fridays. We're working on new ways to meet our community where we're at with some of the feedback on select dates. We'll be doing free pancake breakfast at the Vista House for those who like to do the early morning skins. We're exploring new ways to give locals the inside scoop on terrain openings and progressions. We have some surprise and delights at the T-Bar lift will be coming out, and there's more to come, so stay tuned. Thank you all for coming out this morning. This is always such a great event. It's so good to connect with you all. Regardless of what resort you choose to ski and ride at this season, please have a fun, safe, and exciting day, and hope to see you at Breck on November 7th for opening day.
Thanks, John. So there's so much going on at each one of these resorts. I need you all to get together and put it all on one calendar so I don't miss anything. Thank you. So next up, Arapahoe Basin. Alan Hensroth. So I'd consider him the captain of the team, a true industry leader by virtue of his tenure. He may be the wisest and the most fun-loving character of the bunch as well. Please welcome Alan Hensroth.
Thanks, John. Okay. Wow, it's great to be here. Keystone, Shannon, thank you so much. Where is Shannon? Oh, okay. Well, I think it's incredibly exciting to see John up here and to see Shannon, someone who was born and raised here as a leader at Keystone. I think Keystone is in great hands, and that's just really cool. It also ages me a little bit when I remind myself that my son Justin and Shannon graduated from high school together from Summit High. So we had a really good year last year, and we had a 218-day season. That's about average for us. But we had some good stuff. We implemented parking reservations. I'll talk about that later. We did a bunch of great events, including some good IFSA events. We had a really good summer. We have built this incredible mountain biking trail or trails at the basin. How many of you guys have been up there riding? Yeah, a number of you came up to me this morning and said that is the greatest climbing trail I've ever ridden. So if you're into mountain biking at all, get up to the basin, ride. We've got a 10, 11 mile loop that goes to the top. It is outstanding. We've been really busy. We didn't have much of a big, sexy, exciting capital season. We were really busy behind the scenes in our transition, new IT systems, new accounting systems, new HR systems. Most of that work is behind us, and we are really focused on getting open now just as soon as we can, and we'll have some excitement. I know one of these days, one of these resorts is going to open before us, so I'm trying to be humble on that effort. I'm trying, maybe not succeeding. Hey, we're doing a lot of events again. We've really boosted our fall event series. We're going to be doing in November. We're going to be doing a DJ on Saturdays up at Black Mountain Lodge on the deck. That's always great fun. I think we got some video of that later. On Sundays, we're going to be doing build your own mimosas in Marnie's down in the A-frame. I'm reminded by our F&B team that is not bottomless mimosas, but it's build your own mimosas. And you know, we got another great round of events that some we've been doing for years, a lot of great uphill events. And you know, I think what's becoming our funnest and most exciting and a symbol of who we are, we've done an incredible pride event with Gay Basin in May, and that just continues to be, just blow me away about how wonderful and exciting people get for that event. Okay, we might as well get this out of the way. So I know, you know, when this was announced, a number of you cringed, and sometimes some of you still cringe to me. And I think this is really good for us. You know, we had an incredible ownership team for 27 years, a company out of Toronto, a real estate development company called Dream. They did great stuff for us. They were really fun to work with. I had an outstanding relationship with my boss, Michael Cooper, and I was really sad when he told me he was going to sell, but I knew it was coming at some time. And I think this sale, we couldn't have gotten luckier that Altera's our owner. And, you know, I think most resorts, we all have our challenges, and there's two challenges that most of us have in common, and that is our big days want to be a little too busy, and I think you guys know that. But our soft days want to be a little too soft, and maybe there's a few too many soft days. So I think with what Altera is going to do for us, the way they're going to support us, is going to be the greatest thing for our organization that ever happened. And I really look forward to it. I've spent a bunch of time with the Altera folks. I've spent a bunch of time with the other 17 resorts and a couple of heli ski operations. And I believe Altera is really committed to keeping authentic, unique, genuine resorts. And that's the way we like to think of ourselves, and I think that's what we're going to be moving forward. So a big change, and here goes the cringe factor some more. But you know, the Icon Pass is going to be unlimited at the basin. And we think that's going to do a wonderful job for us, again, filling in some of those holes we have, particularly early season. And I think this is a really good thing. Again, people are worried we're going to get overrun, but, you know, last year we implemented parking reservations, and it was really well received by everybody. But, you know, this did some incredible things, and you know, how many of you guys have been up there on a Saturday or Sunday when the road's gridlocked and we've shut down Highway 6 and I'm out running along the highway and all the tanker drivers are screaming at me? It's not the best scenario when that happens. And what parking reservations has allowed us to do is really control what's the weakest link for us, and it started a little slow last year. We probably started it a little bit early, but once it caught on, it was just unbelievable what it did. And we did not have any parking problems last year. We didn't block up the highway a single time. It just worked so well. It was amazing. And I think we're all going to have to get used to this. And sometimes, we as locals, we get really upset when other people are jamming up the roads, jamming up the parking. But we are really a big part of that. And the way we look at parking, the way we look at highway travel, our thinking has to change on this. I just read this great book called Paved Paradise, How Parking Explains the World. I really encourage all you guys to read that book. It's outstanding. But we have this just inherent human trait that no matter what, I deserve to go anywhere I want, anytime I want, with as few people in my car as I want. And that is just not, it's just not reality. There's only so many parking places. There's only so many lanes on I-70 and Highway 6 and Highway 9. And we're going to have to think about all of this differently. And as locals, you shouldn't be saying, I'm the one that gets to go up there by myself and get the best spot. You should be saying, what can I do to help this? Because this is the wave of the future. Maybe not exactly what we're doing, but there's going to be more and more creative parking solutions. And we're all going to have to be a part of it if we want to make this better. So, we made a few more changes. We're not doing it quite as many days. We're putting more parking passes out there. You can make 4 reservations at a time instead of 2. But this is really good, and for us, this is going to be game-changing because it enables us to fill out our business and make our business whole. And most importantly, it just makes the experience so good. I don't know how many people came up to me last March and April and said, "Oh man, it's working. This is really working." So it's the future. And just a couple more details. Prior to doing parking reservations, we used to average less than 2 people per vehicle. On those parking reservation days, now we have 3 people per vehicle. I mean, that's just unbelievable what it does for us. Summit stage ridership is up. And like I said, we didn't cause any troubles on Highway 6 last year. And, the only issue was us getting cars off the highway fast enough. So this is really the right direction, and I look forward to all you guys coming up and thanking me for it. Hey, so our master development plan was accepted by the Forest Service last month. What that means is we have a plan. None of the projects in the plan are approved. The Forest Service requires us to have a plan. It just means that we have a good plan now. And we're going to have to go through other NEPA processes to get projects approved. We've already started on that. We're proposing some changes to our snowmaking system. We're proposing a couple of little parking lots, very little parking lots, small parking lots, I should say. We're proposing some avalanche equipment to help with the avalanche system. And we're proposing a pedestrian bridge to help move people back and forth across the highway and flow things. So that NEPA process, that's going to take a while. It's a public process. We'll be working on it together for a long time. I got a video. Let's show the video.
Skiing's all about challenge and pushing yourself and trying to get better, trying to get more confident, trying to make better decisions all the time. And I can't think of a better place to learn all that and challenge yourself. There's a lifetime of skiing out there.
Basin's a classic. You come here to ski in the wintertime, and that's it.
Nobody cares what you do for a living, how much duct tape you have on your pants or gloves. It's just real down-to-earth people up here.
My parents are ski bums. If there was a powder day, we get off of school and we came here, so this has just been home since birth.
You move away from your family and you create a new family when you're out here. So the people that I met 20 some odd years ago are still super close to me, and they're still skiing here.
Center of the universe, because that's where everybody meets. All the locals are at the center of the universe, top of Poly.
I don't think people completely understand how important and amazing this community is.
Every year somebody's hit a bump in the road, having a bad day, and this community comes through for them.
The 25-26 ski season is almost here. And since we last got together a year ago, some big things have happened. Arapahoe Basin was sold to Alterra Mountain Company last November. We've been very, very busy working on the changes involved in that sale, but everyone should feel good knowing that the heart and soul of Arapahoe Basin, our connection to the community, the great fun you have skiing and riding, the great fun you have attending a Black Mountain Lodge dinner, the great fun you have hanging out with your friends, none of that is changing. We're the same old Arapahoe Basin you've always known and loved, and I can't wait to get this ski season going.
You know, none of the people have changed. All the same faces are there. We're going to do what we always do. You know, to close out, there's 6 things that are the keys to our success. And, you know, we got to be a good business. The numbers got to work. We got to deliver great guest services. We got to create a great environment for employees. We need to be a leader and be supportive in our community. We need to lead on sustainability issues. And we need to be an inclusive place where everybody feels welcome. You know, in these days, those last 2 issues, sustainability and inclusion, they're kind of under fire right now in our culture. But I think our community cannot back down on those things, and we're not backing down. So I hope all of us can move those issues forward together. You know, it's almost time. I'm at that stage where I'm looking at the weather forecast about once an hour. And, you know, before you know it, we're going to be open and we're all going to be skiing soon. I can't wait till we get all 5 of our resorts open here. Thank you. Thanks, John.
Thanks, Alan. Incredible stuff. So next up is Loveland and Rob Goodell. So I have to ask, Rob, did Betsy buy you that new shirt?
Yes, she did.
Good. It'd be, I wouldn't know what to do if she didn't. So Rob has great vision, and the improvements made to the bathrooms over the years has been fantastic. No, seriously, Rob does have great vision, and what has been accomplished during his tenure has just been amazing. And I can't wait to see what he has to say. Please welcome Rob Goodell.
Stay here. I'd like...
No mic for you.
No mic for me. I'd like to, John, stay here for a sec. For all of us that have been in the ski industry before Dustin was being dropped off as an 11-year-old, Shannon, thank you very much. Excellent breakfast this morning. Your crew's done an outstanding job. John, I'm very envious of your snowmaking. If you want to see a museum of what snowmaking used to be, come on over to Loveland. We'll share. Let's take a look at what this last season was. It's Anthony here in Loveland Valley, December 3rd, first youth project of the year, perfect conditions.
This is my first time skiing and I'm super excited.
You got it! That's awesome! Yes!
Oh, shit, Mary!
All right. Well, once again, it's an honor to be here to address this crowd. It is great seeing everyone. Last season at Loveland, we enjoyed a 184-day season. I think we're all truly blessed to be in an area that has such long seasons. Most of the rest of the country does not enjoy that, so please embrace what we offer. Last year, we froze our prices. We kept our season pass prices and ticket prices the same as the season before going into this season. We felt that that was well deserved, it was well warranted, and we found success with that. We launched a Behind the Goggles, giving people an insight into the people that work in our industry. These are at Loveland, but they're very similar to those that do work day in and day out at our areas and help explain some of their motivations for being with us and the jobs that they do. I found it very insightful and something we will continue. Really thank Lauren and her marketing team for being creative and help telling our personal story. Last season was our first one on the Indy Pass, and we had very good success with it. It gives access to over 250 independent resorts. One of their main bases is out of the Midwest, and we had great comments of people coming from the Midwest, seeing what we have to offer, and traveling throughout the Rocky Mountains. It's a great partnership, and it dovetails very nicely with our priorities of being an independent ski area and what we have to offer that's a little bit different. So overall, our season was good. We ended up with our third best. Interestingly enough, our snow total was almost identical to what it was the year before. Just this last season came a little differently, which we all embraced, and we're hoping for more again this season. Our summer activities, we once again held a the highest archery challenge in the United States, a fundraiser for the local Rocky Mountain Easter Seals camp, Rocky Mountain Village. Extremely successful, and plan to keep building on that. And our weddings, our summer weddings down at Loveland Valley have been outstanding. This was our first full summer at that, and we'll continue to expand. Don't worry, all our bathrooms are in great shape. We actually recarpeted, since we didn't have to invest in the bathrooms. We put some more new carpeting and floor coverings in some of our buildings. But what is new is we replaced a beginner lift down at the valley. But what is not new is our commitment to how we introduce people into this sport. in skiing and snowboarding. And we have done a lot of capital investment in our Loveland Valley facilities because we think this is so critical. Any of our forums that you go and talk to, we hear about our numbers might be stagnant. How do we get new people into the sport? How do we diversify? How do we grow? And we truly believe it's that first experience because it's so intimidating to people. So our Valley facility, we feel, is very welcoming, very unintimidating. This lift that we're putting in replaced a fixed grip double. And what our ownership decided to do, the lift they're putting in, actually configuration is a quad chairlift. The carrier is for 4, but we're only gonna, and they had to reconfigure the restraining bar, we're only gonna load 3 passengers to it. We feel it's important for those never-evers to have a little more space, a little more room as they queue up to load and then to get off at the top. So that's very indicative of our commitment to that experience. In addition to that, up above that teaching area on a trail called Zigzag, there was about a 150-yard pitch on a green trail that was tough to navigate towards the bottom of it. So this summer we went in and cut a whole new, with the Forest Service blessing, a whole new, yeah, that's always key. We reconfigured the final switchback of that run so it is more acceptable to that lower level, intermediate, and beginner skier. On the other end of the spectrum, up at Loveland Basin, over the past few seasons, we've done some expanded hike-to terrain along what's known as Porcupine Ridge. It's above lift number 6, accessible from lift 9 and hiking along the ridge line. Extremely well received. Our snow science professionals keep monitoring it, and we think we can offer this consistently season to season. It is an interesting aspect and get some wind variations, obviously, but we think we're going to be able to continue that in some amazing higher level terrain. Looking ahead into this next season, we sold our season passes in the spring that are good for all this season, and we once again, for the 3rd season in a row, froze those season pass prices because we felt that was, again, very important. Our sales have been strong. Very encouraging to hear the economic report earlier today because we're feeling the same thing. There is a good demand for the products that we offer, and we're seeing good growth heading into this season. Our digital offerings throughout the resort were improving with gift cards and loading values onto season pass purchases or season passes to allow purchases going cashless. And our food and beverage offerings, we're diversifying and increasing all the menu items and selections, but also want to note that we did receive our green chili hot dogs up at Ptarmigan Roost, so please come on up and enjoy that. Oh, and a gourmet hot chocolate bar will be new this season. Ski and ride school. We all know of the experience of a couple or friends that are in their discipline are at different levels, different skill levels. So David Oliver and his crew have created a ski school product, the Performance Partners Private Lesson, that a 3-hour lesson for 2 of the same discipline can participate in to help you progress even though you're at different levels. We think there'll be some relationship counseling that'll go with that too. All of our programs very well received, from Winter Wigglers for the little guys to Loveland Explorers or 3-class pass. Clear Creek Snow Dodgers is a local program in Clear Creek County school system that started in 1963 and has been running every year since. Extremely proud of that program and the relationships it's built in Clear Creek County. Loveland Cat Tours. We still offer a full day of guided tours at a very reasonable rate. Once again, to get people that cost factor to get introduced to backcountry experiences without breaking the bank. partnership with Snowstang, doing our part to hopefully alleviate the traffic on I-70. Carpooling initiatives we're very strong with, and ride sharing. Alan talked a lot about parking. We feel that as well. We are not to that point yet. I do agree that is the future, but we do have the ability, and next summer we will be expanding a new parking lot east of Loveland Valley. But quite honestly, when that's done, that's it. People ask us all the time, why don't you have a lodge, or why don't you have this or that? And our rebuttal is, we either ski it or park it. There's nothing else to do in that valley. So while Alan says they're experiencing it now, I truly believe at some point in the future we will be there as well, but we do have this for next summer. So all in all, a lot of activities will be going on at Loveland. Please use those tickets. I challenge you. Come on up, give us a try. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. But once again, thank you all. Let's have a great ski season.
Thank you, Rob. Okay, before you stand up, I'm a soccer mom. I was standing up here earlier. This is just so awesome to see all of you. You can cheer, you don't have to cheer, you can ignore me, whatever you want to do. But I've been telling, this Snapchat generation, every time my daughter goes and does something with her friends, I'm like, just take one real picture, please, so you have it in the future. So I was sitting up here and I was like, I need to take my own advice. So you all look beautiful. Great to see so many fabulous faces in the room. I wrote a bunch of notes because I was going to make comments about all of these, improvements and everything that's exciting going on here. But really, I think that core theme that maybe our visitors aren't as aware of is I am just so proud of all of these resorts, the way that they embrace community, the way they give back. I did not know about the Clear Creek ski program. That's incredible. Need to learn more about that. But just, a big round of applause to all the CEOs for doing all of this amazing stuff, but doing above and beyond than they really have to. So it's just, I'm in awe every year. I think we know where we live, but until we really kind of see it on the video and see all these exciting things, it's just so impressive. Okay, we have a contest. They're going to move some of these mics around because these CEOs need to come sit up in this beautiful furniture. I'm eyeing that chair. I like that one. From Tony at iFurnish. But I mentioned the popcorn. This is another prize. There's lots of interesting flavors. I got white caramel and white cheddar. I like that flavor. One of you guys has a flavor, though, and it's a pickle. So if you have a pickle popcorn, Peter Piper picked a pack of pickle popcorn. We have a prize for you if you have the popcorn that is the pickle flavor. Just bring that over to the help desk. We want to thank John and his team at Ramada by Wyndham, and you get 45,000 Wyndham reward points, and that's really enough to just jumpstart a fun vacation. So while you guys are looking, Aaron Black is going to come up, Dr. Aaron Black from Common Spirit Summit Orthopedics. He did not get the fashion memo. Where's the onesie? Where's the headband? Come on.
It got stuck in the dryer.
Oh yeah, it was in the dryer still? Okay. Yeah. Well, next year, we expect something out of you here. So we're gonna have Dr. Aaron Black introduce the COO Roundtable, and thanks for being here.
Well, thank you everybody for being here again. This is always one of my favorite events of the year, and about our practice, we're now Common Spirit Summit Orthopedics, but we're the same group that's been here. This will be our 8th winter going forward. And last year is when we began our formal alignment with the hospital and with Common Spirit itself, but the same care that we've been providing for all of the people who ski patrol rescues on each of your mountains, and the high level of care that we've been providing to the remainder of our community and everyone else who's up here. And this is why I'm here, and these are the most important things we have. We're a full functioning orthopedic office with board certified, fellowship trained orthopedic surgeons taking care of all different areas of the body. I'm a complex knee and shoulder sports medicine doctor, and I've seen several of you before. And and we're looking forward to another fantastic year with all of the additional resources and everything else that we have around. And our biggest announcement at this point to add to what we do is we have a new physician. This is Dr. Rachel Becker, who's a hand surgeon. In addition to taking care of ski trauma and everything else that we all do, but we're really excited to have her, so I'm going to let her do the formal last piece of the introduction.
Thanks, Aaron, and thank you all for having me at this amazing event, and I'm really excited to be part of this incredible community. I'm Rachel Becker. I'm upper extremity and hand trained fellowship, and so I'll take care of everything shoulder to fingertip, as well as all of these great ski traumas that unfortunately come in and day out. So I've already met a lot of you as patients and as colleagues, so I'm very excited to get to know everybody in this room and in this community. So come say hi. Love to get to know all of you, hopefully more so personally than professionally. But I'm very honored to be able to be up here today and help announce the COO Roundtable.
All right, if I could have the COOs come up. Did you say this was the one you would pick?
Yeah, I like that one.
Okay. It's pretty nice.
Yeah. No.
It rocks. Tony coming by soon.
Feels really far away.
Huh? Yeah. All right, how's everybody doing? That was a lot of tough work up there, huh?
It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work.
Well, I'm not going to make it any easier on you, so. All right, here we go. The industry has done a good job of making skiing affordable for those that ski often. And we see deals out there that for those that are savvy enough to look online ahead of time. Yet the day of lift ticket is sticker shock to everyone. If as an industry leader, are you trying to grow the business versus just holding on to the business you already have? Or are you seeing the need to meet this challenge? And if so, what might that look like?
I think that's for these guys over here.
I mean, Shannon, you are the next generation of leaders. I mean, come on.
I mean, thanks, Dad. Appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, I spoke to it a little bit in my presentation, but yeah, I think that we have come to a point, right, where like we tried for we accomplished over many years growing the pass business. And I think we've all seen that at our resorts and in the industry is that, that helps sustain our companies, our resorts, is in terms of pass. And we haven't needed to focus that much on lift tickets because it's been something that's existed, and now we're in a point in time where it is time to focus again on lift tickets. And so with the 50% off that we're doing with the friends and family on the season passes for Vail Resorts, I think that's a great first step. And, we've heard from Rob Katz, our CEO, also that there's more opportunity. And I think that we have the potential throughout this year to start seeing more dynamic pricing. I don't actually know exactly what that will look like yet, but it is an opportunity, and that we see that we need to start addressing differently.
Thanks. Anyone else have thoughts or a different thought? Or?
We do that also. And for us, it's also a part of just how we manage to level the flow, the number of people. So, there are some incredibly cheap, discounted opportunities to ski. And those tend to be more when there's lots of room and lots of space. And when it's really busy, we don't need to sell quite as many tickets sometimes on those days. And that's when prices are a little higher. So I think, this question always comes up, and, Stuart Winchester from Storm Skiing always talks about it. But I think we need to, I do think, like Shannon's saying, we need to continue to address ticket sales and ticket pricing, but we need to continue to push how many incredible opportunities there are to ski for a low price. And it's not just a pass. It's buying early, it's picking non-peak times, it's doing a variety of things. And,
So a little bit more around, there could be more done around messaging?
Definitely more done around messaging. And I think we got to leave the high ticket price story behind us. And it's one of those things that won't quite go away. Yeah.
That was funny.
I mean,
come on.
I agree a lot with Alan because it's, I mean, prices have gone up everywhere in everything, and you know that our industry is no different. Also, costs have gone up, so it's expensive to put in new chairlifts and new snowmaking, and you know, to pay fair wages and things like that. We're businesses that really operate seasonally for the most part, and so it's a real challenge. I think that you know, the season pass offerings are incredible for people that ski a lot. I mean, really, what people pay per day when they're skiing on a season pass is remarkably low, and we have to remind people that. And so it's not all about the daily ticket price. There's very few people that are actually paying that you know, show up and pay the, you know, window ticket rate at a peak, you know, at a peak period of time. There's, you know, advanced purchase tickets, different opportunities, friends and family discounts, and different ways to take advantage of it. And I think everyone does a good job of, you know, trying to make it available in off-peak periods for lots of different people.
So I like the way you talked about that, and I think, you know, I think that's part of what has to happen across the entire community, is to be able to share that there are many opportunities and options for people besides just walking up that day, and that all of you do a great job of trying to push that message.
But even those of us that we structure our ticket window pricing below what a lot of our competitors are, we also fluctuate that and offer better deals at midweek times at dynamic pricing because of our capacities, and everything we're talking about, like the parking, is still educating our guests. And they have to understand that walk-up window day of is going to be the most you're going to spend, even at a lower priced area. It's still our highest product out there.
Yeah, that's what the value of the product really is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, so the way you guys talked to that, and Dustin, I think it was a good segue where you said, you know, there's, in my opinion, there has been a large influx of capital into each of the resorts over the last 10 years or so, and certainly no one's complaining about that. Thank you very much. But can you continue that pace? Is that pace sustainable? Because I mean, it's been pretty incredible what all of you guys have done over at these resorts.
I mean, the list of projects that we would like to do, you know, far exceeds what we're able to do. And so, you know, will we continue to do it? Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, we have lots of ideas that would, you know, excite our group and this entire audience in terms of projects that we want to accomplish. And so our goal is to do as much as we can, as fast as we can. And it's a challenge, but it's something that's a priority for us every year.
That's great to hear. You guys feel the same?
Yeah, I think it has to be sustainable, and I feel the same. It's going to keep going. Will it be just like the past? No, I'm not sure what it's going to look like in the future, although I kind of have an idea. You know, we can only like grow our acres so much, although Dustin's got something really cool brewing. And I think a lot of what we do is often going to be focused on being better, not just more. If that makes sense.
No, it makes a ton of sense.
Yeah.
I think, John, there's also, you know, it's great to put in new chairlifts and new lodges and all that. And of course, as you've heard, we all want to do that. But it's also important that we invest in the behind the scenes stuff that a lot of people don't see and appreciate, like the electrical, snowmaking, sewers, bath, all those things that aren't like front and center are just as important to invest in. So it is a balance of, yeah, I'd love to put in a new chair next year, but at the same time, I've got, you know, electrical infrastructure we need to update, and technology's changing, so that means we need to update that. Snowcats, all that kind of stuff are huge investments that we do make every year that just don't make the front page.
Yeah, and I think it's okay to have them make the front page when, you know, so I appreciate that. So, unfortunately, many federal departments have seen cuts to their budgets, and that's true for our White River National Forest Service budgets. Have any of these cuts impacted your resorts, keeping in mind that these cuts aren't the fault of the Forest Service? If so, how are you working to mitigate those issues in your relationship with the Forest Service? Like getting NEPA and through.
I don't know if a lot of the people here realize the process that we go through when we're doing a project. I talked about the trail, that the studies and things that have to be in place ahead of time. And the Forest Service used to do a lot of that work. You would cost share with them and their specialists would do it. Anymore, we pretty much go out, and I think it's the same for all of us, and hire third-party independent specialists to prepare all the reports and get it in front of the Forest Service specialists so they don't have as much field work that they need to do. That's all done up front, so they have a quicker turnaround time for approvals. And I think they've become very efficient at that. Some of you may be familiar with the Mountain Resort team that is a special focused group in the Forest Service that helps all of our resorts, and we've had great response from them, but they've seen some challenges as well. So we try to take as much work off their desk as we can and have found it fairly efficient, but they have done an amazing job through all this, through the early retirement that was offered and now the closing. We're all waiting for our operation plans to be signed. Hopefully that'll happen soon, but we're still pushing on.
Yeah, I mean, it's been pretty horrible, honestly. It's, a process that has, always been lengthy and difficult to navigate, and now with, less people and the same amount of work, it's just made it slower and more challenging. And so it has been, I would say, a pretty significant impact on our ability to move forward on lots of different things. And so, our White River Forest department's doing an incredible job in terms of navigating that. We're working with them to, increase, efficiency and try and keep that flow going. But there's just, high volume and less resources right now.
Definitely a challenge.
Yeah, I would say nothing too much different from our perspective. And, I think it's been interesting how I felt like the conversations have changed since, the change in our government and then the shutdown and, everything that's happened. But I would say even in the last 6 months, the conversations have gone more to, hey, we need this and this and this, to how are you doing? And what do you need from us as ski areas to help and support? And for me, it was actually just a great reminder of man, we have a lot of partners and we probably ask for a lot and we probably don't ask how they're doing very often. And in a moment of hard times, it doesn't mean that it's easier that any of the work is getting done, but it sure feels better when you can at least lend a hand or offer any type of support.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
I think this has been, the last several months have just been brutal on our Forest Service employees locally. So if you know those folks, you're friends with them, you know what they've been going through, the uncertainty. Lots of people lost their jobs. Lots of people took the early out. It has just been brutal on them. So like Shannon says, be really thoughtful. This is a dedicated group of people that is trying to do the best they can. They're in a very weird system just by definition. NEPA is not the most efficient thing in the world. But really think of the people. I feel really badly for them because they've been having a tough go.
I appreciate you guys' thoughtfulness around that. So, we talked a little bit earlier, and Sonia had an opportunity to come up and speak about the 50th anniversary of the BOEC, but I know how much they've been a part of many of the resorts, and certainly at Breckenridge. Wondered if you guys could just kind of share what that organization has meant to your resort. That'd be great.
Yeah, thanks, John. It's a special organization, and you hear about all the great stories and you see it, but for a Breck at least, over on Peak 9 to get to go over there and watch it on a daily basis and see we all talk about changing lives and changing experience. They are truly changing families' experiences with skiing and snowboarding, as well as their summer programs. And they've been longtime partners here at Breck and at Keystone, all of our resorts. And it's humbling to watch what they do and to have that respect. And it's also super inspiring. We have a lot of our staff who work for us a few days a week, work for them a few days a week. To hear their stories is incredible. And this year, celebrating their 50th year, like us in Keystone, I believe, and some of the other resorts are going to do some special events for them, which we're super excited for them. They're the recipients of Wake Up Breck this year. So come out November 6th, I think it is. Get a cup of coffee, and you'll have the ability to donate to BOAC, and we will match every dollar that is donated to them. So, we will continue to support that program.
That's fantastic.
I'll just add one quick. I have the honor of sitting on the BOAC board, which is an incredible organization. And last weekend was actually our board and staff retreat. And, we went to the Wilderness Center, to the Griffith Lodge. And what I just want to share with this group is just the passion of the staff that put their blood, sweat, and tears into this organization to help create these activities and make sure that we are being inclusive and that people have the ability to do things that I get to do every single day or you get to do every single day. And just the dedication of that staff is unmatched. It's amazing how much they care for this program.
Thank you. So we've just been shown what winter may look like based on lodging bookings to this point. How are each of you feeling about the upcoming travel patterns and the economic outlook? Obviously you guys have even more knowledge about that. How are you guys feeling?
I kind of touched on it, but we're pretty optimistic. Our early season sales, ticket products, lesson bookings are all up compared to last season. Very good excitement about the season coming up. Very, very positive.
Ditto for us. Along with the changes we've made for this coming season and the further adoption of our programs, I think it's going to be a great year.
We feel the same way. I mean, what we look at in terms of our season pass and forward-looking bookings, everything's looking positive. It's looking like it's going to be a great season.
That's awesome. That's great for everybody. So, should we talk parking? The only reason I want to bring up parking is because it's really fun to watch you guys talk about it. But most resorts reward cars with 4+ friends. But what about the driver who couldn't find enough friends? If TreadShare, a local app, helps fill those empty seats with other skiers, would your resorts join in with the perks for the shared rides? And Alan, I believe you may be using that app?
We do use TreadShare, and it's a really cool program, and I think we need to get more people using it, but it's just another great way to get people to the hill.
I don't know anything about
There's some blank stares going on.
We participated in it.
It sounds like a great program. It sounds great. I don't know anything about it.
It's an app. You can get on your phone.
Was he looking at you when he asked that question?
You're the young one up here. You should know about this cool app. I should, probably. I know.
A little disappointed.
You're too trendy.
Well, that's how it goes. All right. So last year, this was a question from the audience, and it was, I don't exactly understand it, but let's give it a shot. Last year, there was like an unofficial theme at the COO breakfast. At least it seemed like there was one around just like everyone working together. Is there a common theme this year? Did you guys all get together in a huddle? Did you have a powwow? Do we have a theme?
We should. I don't know.
We do. It's today.
I'll bring you all together and we'll work on that.
Yeah.
So there isn't one.
I think that the community connection piece. One thing in this industry, we like to go to the next new thing all the time. Like, what's next? And I think this is one that has to be like just stay within us, right? The communities we live and work in, the connection to our town, our guests, our people. Look, we're not always going to agree on decisions and outcomes and events, but I think if we can all agree that there's a bigger picture in mind that we're trying to get to and that we're all here for a reason and these are challenging areas to live and work in, I think that has to be like a foundational agreement, so to speak, between resorts and communities in these towns.
We just got a theme.
Yeah.
I feel like we actually see each other quite a lot. I mean, we all live in this community, and we interact at different community events, whether that's resort events or in-town events. But I know that we cross paths actually quite frequently, and it's usually like, "How you holding up?"
You're doing okay, man. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
What's next? Yeah.
We also on the industry level, we have a couple great trade associations. Colorado Ski Country USA, the National Ski Area Association, and all of us participate in those at some level. Rob was the president of Ski Country for years. And then there's Forest Service meetings and all kinds of stuff. So I'm not sure it's legal for us to get together and chart the future, but we do get together and talk about things that are good, and things like safety and government processes and what we can do to help our communities. And so we do see each other.
I don't think it'll be a monopoly anytime soon.
No, we never talk about tickets or anything like
that. All right, thank you very much. So just one more, we talked about the lift tickets and why we still have the single day and what it represents. But in the same vein, it's kind of the same with ancillary business, where it seems like the price continues to rise and the guest utilization may not be growing at that kind of pace anymore with some of that. Any thoughts around it? Like food and beverage costs or ski school costs or tubing costs or
costs in general.
They go up everywhere.
I look at our retail department and we've got orders coming in that we don't know what the final invoice is going to be because of tariffs. Taking delivery of a snowcat. Well, here's another $30,000 on top of the snowcat because it came over on a boat. And there are a lot of unknowns and variables that makes it a little challenging at times. And we try our best to not pass all those costs on to our guests, but things have gotten more expensive. And we, being an area where a lot of people choose to bring a bag lunch and sit in the parking lot, maybe not even come in, that's one of the ways we try to challenge them to entice them to eat with us, because we feel we offer something better than they can sit in their car and eat. But that price point is always something they look at, and it's a challenging environment right now.
I appreciate that perspective on that, right? The costs are going up.
I think another perspective is that, it's almost 3 or 4 times more expensive to operate a restaurant at the top of a mountain versus at a base area.
Only 3 or 4.
Right, it might be more than that. And it's, but it's hard to explain, because it might be the same cheeseburger that you get, in Silverthorne and it's the same cheeseburger you're getting at the top of the mountain, but it's very expensive to operate at the top of the mountain. And I think we need to have great quality, of our food. That's critical in terms of what our guests expect and what we should expect. If we are charging, a $20 burger, it should taste good and be really good, right? Like it should. And then I think in ski and ride school, another ancillary business, right? I spoke a little bit about the new functionality that we're going to have in the app this year. And really what that's doing is we've struggled for a long time sharing what the progress of a ski lesson looks like. So again, it's back to that value piece of how do you know, it's really easy to see your kid rode a chairlift or because they could tell you, but how do you know what that progression looks like, and understanding what their day looks like, and are they getting the value out of that? So then hopefully return, come back another day, and what that might look like. So I think those are some opportunities that we've been looking at.
That's great. I really appreciate that. So we're out of time. So one last question. If you guys want to stay and chat, we'll continue. So don't worry about that. What is it that you guys are looking forward to this year?
I'm
As an
looking forward to
individual.
the first deep powder day.
All right.
I will say skiing with my kids
Very good.
and wife.
I always look forward from the call from my patrol director saying, we're about to open this. You want to come get a lap in before we turn the ropes?
I'll join you.
It is a perk.
It is a perk.
Kind of like seeing everyone today, all the season pass holders that come back, the families, the race club people, seeing all the familiar faces and them thanking us for helping get them on snow, doing what they enjoy doing with their families. A lot of personal satisfaction in seeing that.
Yeah. Like Dustin said, the first big powder day, and then following that with some, great social time with your friends and family, whether that's riding the lift or hanging out at the top for a minute or two, or socializing afterwards. The whole scene, the physical activity, but then the connections you make with all your people. I love that.
Awesome. Well, I want to thank all of you. I know it's a lot to ask of you at this time of year. You guys are so busy getting ready to start the season. Let's give a big round of applause to all the COOs.
Well done.
Yeah, well done.
Thanks.
Good job.
Come on over.
I think you guys should stay up here and make Tony's furniture look good. Not that it doesn't look good, they make it look better. I have my eye on that green blanket right there, so if that ends up in my bag, you can blame my husband. Before I get to all the thank yous, I have to ask, did anybody get the Jerry Maguire reference in the video? Help me, help you? No. Maybe. We were going to try and use Jerry Maguire, Tom Cruise, but copyright laws don't allow that, so you got me. I would like to thank our sponsors one more time. They make this event happen. Thank you all so much for your continuous support. Everybody knows you cannot run an event without volunteers. Our volunteers spent hours stuffing your bags, and they were here early this morning to check everybody in. So thank you to our volunteers and the COO committee. Our fantastic hosts, John and Nell, thank you so much. And I have a winner for you for the survey. Amanda Webster. Reach out to Angelique. She'll get you set up with 2 tickets for next year. And last, I would like to thank Inspired Marketing and Epic Event Pros. Angelique and Allie are the masterminds behind this event. They put in more hours than you'll ever imagine. I don't think Angelique sleeps for a week. She works with so many of you in here, and you all know what a great job she does for our community. So thank you so much, Angelique and Allie. And Seth and Tom with Epic Event Pros, Epic Print Pros, they too are behind the scenes and put in more hours than is expected of them. Do a great job. All of these print materials, Seth really did all of the Be Local stuff. He's put in so many hours this last week. So please, let's give them a big thank you. Is that it? Next year, we are back at Beaver Run. I'm sorry we don't have a date yet, but keep your eye out. We'll get one out as soon as we can. And we'll see you on the mountain. Thank you all so much.